Hey y'all, I'm James Wright and welcome to my dining room, and I am very happy. So let's just jump into the project and finish this thing. So it's that time again. We have the table here and we're ready to get working on it. The first thing I need to do is actually flip this over on the bench so I can work on the other side of the table. Easier said than done. It's 400 pounds and I haven't found anyone who can come over and help me today. So we're going to try and do it by hand, by myself. Oof, that came down harder than I wanted. It's flipped over and I'm happy. So now we can start working on the final finishing of this. The next thing I need to do is actually, there's a few punky spots on the side that I'm going to clean up with a penetrating epoxy that will soak into the fibers and harden them up so that there'll be a durable surface. And then we can start scraping and smoothing the top and getting it ready for finish. So let's dive in. First thing I need to do is just smooth out the top, and this is going to be a lot of the same thing, so I'm probably going to shoot a few videos and then turn on some music and go to town on this thing, because I'm going to spend a good while hitting it with a card scraper and a scraping plane and smooth this whole thing out, make it feel like butter, take it back down to the wood, get rid of all the epoxy on top. I've spent a lot of time, particularly with the card scraper on this, and I've had a lot of fun. Now I've used a very heavy burr on this, so basically when I'm turning the burr, I'm just using a file, getting a really large, massive burr on there, and it cuts through the epoxy fairly quickly. The problem with it is it leaves some scratches, and so if you look at the epoxy sections, they look blurry. You can't see anything down through them. And there's no way that a card scraper is ever going to get them completely shiny, but I can get it a lot closer. But before I go through and scrape it all down a little bit more, I actually want to go back through and fill some of these bug holes. There's quite a few of them that I scraped off the epoxy, and the epoxy never really got down, just created a little bubble on top. So I'm going to go and fill all those bug holes, and then we're going to come through with a finer scraper and clean off the bug holes and smooth it all down and get it nice and pretty until we're almost ready for finish. So let's fill some bug holes. I love a good card scraper, and with a bit of work it can leave an amazing surface. The problem is with epoxy, it still leaves some lines in there because it's so hard and so dense and so perfectly smooth that any amount of movement on it is going to create little tiny micro scratches. And I want this epoxy to be perfectly clear. So that means I'm actually going to have to break out the micro mesh. Micro mesh is commonly used by turners and has a series of different grits that can polish this up to a really nice shine. So I'm going to be going through all of these epoxy areas and buffing those out, and we're pretty much going to be ready for finish. And now is the moment you have all been waiting for. I'm going to be using Rubio Monocoat to finish the slab. It is a protective finish with a lot of color, really easy to put on. But that's enough talking. Let's cue the sexy music and finish this thing. It's time. It is finally time. I'm so excited for this. Wow. Okay, we got everything up here. We need to put this together, and then we're going to carry the top up the stairs and put it all together and be done. So let's do it. Now it is time to take this stupid thing upstairs. Uh-oh. This is going to be interesting. Okay. You're going to pick up your corner a little bit. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is nice. We're past. And side down. Underneath. Similar. Okay, so I see a hole. Okay, the peg's way over here, so it's gonna come towards us. Because there's the peg right there. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, hey, what, James? If you and I lift, and let Adam and you and that guy over. We're in. We're in a little far. Hot snot! How's that one?
Really good.
All right, let's eat. All right,
Oh, I am so happy with how this came together. And I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who came out and helped me move this up the stairs. I could not have done it without you. Thank you. But now, before we go, let's look at some of the glamour shots.
There you have it. The table is finally done. It's only taken me a year on the slabs and almost 3 years on the base from the time when we cut down the tree. I am really, really happy with how this came out. I cannot explain that enough. It's just, it's exactly what I want and a little bit more. I'll probably have another video coming out here soon where I'm going to edit the entire thing down into one video. That should be kind of interesting to do. And also, if you do want to follow along with this, I have plans available for this on my website. I'm really looking forward to seeing if other people want to tackle this type of base. It's something that I have been thinking about in my brain and kind of designing over the last few years, and I'm glad to see it come together. It is precisely what I want in a base. I know the next question coming up is, when are you going to make chairs? Probably in a couple years. I'm probably going to put a bench along this side for the kids, but we'll see how that comes out, and then someday I'll get that idea to tackle the chairs. We'll see how that goes though. I do want to say a huge thank you to patrons on Patreon and members here on YouTube. You have been sticking with me through this entire build, and thank you for that. I'm looking forward to getting onto a few more projects and enjoying this table for the rest of my life. So I hope you like this. If you did, please hit like, comment, subscribe, all those wonderful things. They do help make this channel better. And until next time, have a wonderful day. Oh, maybe I should flip this thing over. The bottom is just so gorgeous.